I'm shooting this after the video just because I did want to have a better introduction to introduce myself a little bit, and then just to get right into the point of how to pass the TEAS test. Hi everyone, my name is Mabuli, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I basically created this YouTube channel to be able to have a space where I'm able to create content that has to do with nursing, lifestyle videos, but mainly I'm focusing on my nursing journey and just things that I learned along the way. I'm going to start nursing school in about 2 weeks. It's going to be my first semester, and I'm super excited and nervous. So I definitely want to hear from people that are going through it. If you are a nursing student, if you're already an RN, I would love to hear anything you have to say. You can comment below, whatever is easier. It'd be great to hear about your input. I want this to be an open space for everyone to feel comfortable to come to when they have a question regarding nursing, if they have a question about anything really, and they want to be able to connect with somebody else. I wish I had somebody when I first started, deciding if I wanted to go to nursing school to point me in the right direction. I really didn't have guidance. So I hope that I am that for those people. I want this to be a both side thing. I want to be able to help people, but I also want to be able to hear your guys' input on things. And I hope this channel is helpful for anybody. I know for me, I scattered through the internet trying to find YouTube channels on nursing programs, and there's great ones that I love to watch. Sorry if the camera isn't that great or the audio is not that great. I'm just getting started, and I really am so excited to start this journey, and I hope that you can come with me on this journey. Subscribe to this channel, like the video if you like what I'm putting out, and enjoy the video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to pass the ATI TEAS test. The ATI TEAS test is basically like a standardized test that is for entry of a nursing program that you're attending. This allows the school that you're attending to determine whether or not you're fit for the nursing program. So the TEAS test is broken up into 4 sections. There's reading, English, which is like grammar, math, and science. So each section has a specific amount of time given to the test taker to take that section. So for reading, it's 53 questions and you have 64 minutes to do it. For math, you have 36 questions and you have 54 minutes to take it. For English, it's 28 minutes and you have 28 questions, so you have 1 minute per question. And then science, you have 53 questions and you have 63 minutes to take it. While that may seem like you don't have enough time in some parts, like the English part, these questions are, for the most part, pretty straightforward. Now, I don't want to speak for everyone because everybody's different, everybody learns different, everybody takes in information different, so it's going to be different for everybody. I'm just putting out a side note that determination whether or not what part of the test is hard, like what section, it's just all going to depend on the individual's strengths and weaknesses. So now that I explained what exactly the TEAS test is, how many questions you get for each section, how much time do you get for each section, and what exactly is hard and what not hard, like I said, it just depends on you. I'm going to show you guys the books that I use to prepare for this exam. You're going to find online a lot of books that are very expensive. They run for $50, $60. Personally, I don't think you need that. The one book out of the 3 books I'm going to show you is the one I personally would recommend to buy. So this comes from exactly the ATI TEAS website, and it is the ATI TEAS Study Manual. It's the 6th edition. I know that they actually came out with the revised version of this, so it's gonna look a little bit different. I'm pretty sure it's like blue. You will see it. I'll link it down below for you guys so you can just click it. And I know that as far as when I looked online, maybe like a day or 2 ago, it was on sale for $25 as opposed to $50. I also found it for $25 on Amazon. I'll link it down below. And I'm pretty positive I bought it on sale as well. Out of all the books, I would suggest you to get this one because it comes straight from ATI TEAS website. The questions are going to prepare you for what's what's going to be asked on the exam for each section, as well as the way they word the question, because I feel like that's really the key point to being successful in an exam, is understanding the question. And using this book, you'll understand how they word the questions, and you'll become familiar with it, so you won't go in there just kind of like, okay, like what are they going to ask me? You're going to know exactly what they're going to ask you, and you're going to be able to just go straight forward and just be like, okay, I know this. Oh, I think I've seen this in the study manual. What's cool about this is that if you see, it has each tab which has each individual section. This one is reading, math, science, and then English. If you feel like it's a lot of reading, which it really isn't, but if you feel like it is a lot of information, what you could do is kind of look at how much information is given in each section. I do feel like the most information is probably given in the science part, and I think that that's the one that you would want to break up. Each week you could do one thing. So one week could be math, and if you feel like you just understand everything fast, then you can move on to what you have to understand. You can go math one week, science, English, reading, however you want to play it out. And I know it depends on what your schedule is like, but I would definitely try to section it off. I would just make sure you master that section before you move on to the next section. Like I said, you don't have to go out and buy several books. Like I'm going to show you the next book. I actually got it from my friend who used it, passed it down. You don't have to buy so many books. Okay, so the second book which I was talking to you about, my friend actually got this book from, I'm pretty sure, the library, but it's the ATI TEAS Crash Course, and this is the 3rd edition. I'm pretty positive they came out with a lot more editions. Now I really use this more when I didn't understand a question in the ATI Study Manual. So whenever I didn't understand a question, I would go to the Crash Course and just read through a section maybe I didn't understand. So although the ATI TEAS Study Manual does go over things like anatomy and stuff like that, if maybe some information is not in the study manual, I look at the Crash Course. So for example, they have stuff talking about the cardiovascular system, so it just goes on and describes everything you need to know about the heart, and then it starts covering other sections, and at the end of each section they'll have like a question, and I do advise you to answer those. They actually have that even in the ATI Study Manual, and I really do suggest that, as well as reading the objectives, which I'm pretty positive is in both books. If not, it's pretty sure it's in this one, because it gives you a good understanding of what you understand and what you don't, so you're not just fiddling through and just like, okay, what do I not get? Okay, and then the last book that I used, and now I feel like for the most part I didn't really use it. I feel like by the end of my studying, that's when I kind of just went through it to just refresh everything, make sure I know everything, because I'm just a freak about making sure that I know every little thing, which that's what I'm saying, don't stress yourself out. But this is called The Complete Idiot's Guide to Nursing Exam. It says the different exams it covers. So it covers the TEAS, the HESA, PSB, Registered Nursing School, NLN, PXRN, PN. So it covers a whole bunch of different tests. I just need it for the TEAS, and that's exactly why I didn't really read crazy amount into this, because the TEAS test is what I was focused on. And although these do have questions that are gonna be on the TEAS test, these two books were specifically on what the ATI TEAS exam was asking. Also, remember that YouTube is your friend, and that you can go to things like the Crash Course they have online, and you can look up things that you don't get. So if you don't get a math problem, utilize the internet, utilize YouTube, and use this book specifically. So I just want to stress how important it is to definitely study, definitely be prepared, but don't overwhelm yourself. If I could give myself advice and go back, I would tell myself to not overstress, because yes, it's going to be, there's a different level of how difficult it will be for some people, depending on your learning style, depending on how fast you are at learning things, or just how good you are at taking standardized tests. For me, I'm so crazy, I took the whole summer to do it. I studied from probably June to the beginning of August, and then I took it August 10th. Now, that's about 2 months and like a week or two. You need that much time to study? I don't really feel so. Personally, I feel like I could have took it in maybe a month. I know a lot of people that, like some of my friends, they took it in like 2 weeks after studying. Now, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, just because I do like to be well prepared and know what I'm going into, and not just blindly go into an exam. No, that's not how I like to take my exams. And if you're like me, I would suggest maybe taking a month and a half. And if you feel not sure, then make it for 2 months. You just definitely do want to make sure you're prepared for this, and also just understand what you're learning. You don't want to just learn just to take the exam and that's it, because you're eventually going to apply this knowledge. Not all of it, not every single thing, but the anatomy, you want to know a little bit of things, because you're going to apply it when you go into nursing school. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, just leave it down below. If you have any tips for me, please leave it down below. I need all of it. I think I got pretty prepared, but I'm still getting supplies ready, and my next video is probably going to be on all the things you need to start nursing school, just because I kind of was like, okay, what do I need? And thankfully I work at a hospital, so I was able to ask nurses, what do I need, and I hope that you guys will come on the journey with me. Please subscribe and like this video, and if you want, I can go into depth about how to actually study for the exam. For those of you taking the TEAS exam, just know everything's going to work out. You got this. Be prepared, study, go in there confident, and let me know how you guys do in the comments below. And like I mentioned before, any tips or tricks or anything you guys got for me for the nursing school, anybody even that's a nursing student that can give me tips, leave it down below too, because I need all the help I can get.